At times, on a quest to find our way in this world, we neglect love. While we nourish our ambitions, we often forget that love is also of great importance. This is the story of Mira, who ran away from home for fear of getting married. But when a fake marriage brings her back home because of access to her inheritance, she discovers that love might be in store for her at home. In the opening scene of Arranged Love, two couples are seen in a compound in the capital city of India, Mumbai, trying to convince a young lady named Mira to meet with the family of the guy she is getting married to, a guy she has never seen before. Unknown to them, what she has in her mind is far more than that. She wants to be independent, so that she can follow her dream, which doesn't include entanglement with a man she has no feelings for. The woman, who happens to be her auntie, begs her to see the guy she is to get married to, because it's her mother's wish to get married, and she already vowed to ensure that happens. After much persuasion, she agrees to get married to the guy, but not to see him until marriage. This is not because she cares about the guy, but because of her mother. Throughout the whole ordeal, they don't know someone is watching them from the window of the groom's family house. On the night of the wedding, Mira is presented with a necklace by Kavita, her auntie, while she dresses in her room. The necklace belongs to her mother and has been passed down from generation to generation, and also it is her mother's wish for her to wear it. Kavita's husband informs her that they should go and load the car and be on their way, because of the journey to the venue. She agrees and promises to come back for Mira as she gets dressed for her wedding. Meanwhile, after they leave, Mira is rescued from this situation of getting married to her unknown husband and being unhappy with life by a man known as Suresh Kaka. He advises her to follow her heart so she won't make mistakes. Immediately he leaves her in the room, and she locks the door and proceeds to write a letter for Kavita and her husband, and also her groom, whom she has never seen. She throws her bag from her room to the balcony and jumps. On landing, she meets an old man who blesses her. Kavita and her husband, who has struggled to open the door, call out to her, as they are surprised and disappointed by her action. She apologizes and runs away from India, leaving her inheritance behind, which is also part of why she is being forced to get married. 9 years later, Mira is now successful and owns a tech space in New York City. Seems running away from marriage eventually paid off. She developed an app called Start Again, which is for erasing people's errors off social media. This means inappropriate and embarrassing posts. To drive home her point and prove the effectiveness of her app, Mira decides to use Silas Averli, a rich young guy who is the potential investor, as her case study. She created a lot of embarrassing pictures about him and posted them on the internet. This way, she can use the app to erase the pictures as her presentation. Easy, right? Well, not quite. While preparing for the presentation, she discovers that her friends and workers, Leslie and Piru, seem to have something going on with them, which she finds weird. Mira's boyfriend is also there to give his support, but ends up embarrassing her by giving her a hands-on abs kind of support, right there in her office. Silas eventually arrives, and arrogance is written all over him. He even refuses to shake hands, nor eat or drink anything. But she doesn't mind. After all, it's his money she needs. The presentation begins, but doesn't go as planned, as all the pictures she and her team created earlier were published online. But her app can't erase them as proposed. Silas's phone blows up with notifications, and he angrily threatens to sue her if she doesn't get the pictures off social media. At home, worried, Mira tries working on the app, but her boyfriend distracts her with his weird exercise routine. He offers to help her, but he does not know her kind of job. The next day in her office, Mira tries to check what went wrong with her app, but seems not to get anything. Her workers come in to explain they were hacked, and the only way to track it is to update their costly server. Also, most of their engineers dropped their 2 weeks' notice. The sad news is that the company doesn't have much money. So unfortunately, the only option given to her by her friends is to go home and claim her inheritance to save her company. This means marriage. The same marriage she ran from. She tries to protest the option, but is left with no choice rather than to oblige. She puts in a call to her Aunt Kavita and her husband, and she explains how she misses them, and how she needs their help with funds. When the requirement of having access to her inheritance is revealed to be getting married to an Indian guy, she lies to them. She claims that she is married, and asks if they need proof. Since she sounds like she hurriedly needs help, they inform her to come home with her husband so they can meet him. And so, her search for a fake husband begins. Mira and her friends organize an audition for Indian guys so that she can choose her fake husband, but they aren't successful. She tells her friends that she strongly feels something is wrong with her app, but can't figure it out. Leslie reminds her of the 30 Under 30 CEO event she needs to get ready for. She tries to protest going because of what she did, but she is encouraged by her friends, who assure her not to worry about it. When they get to the event, Mira is reluctant to mingle with people because of what they may think about her for the app failure. But Leslie pushes her again to mingle regardless. She moves to the bar, where she meets a handsome guy. They engage in conversation, which results in an introduction. Citing Silas at the event, she begs the new guy, who introduces himself as Rama, to block her so Silas will not see her. Her friend calls her and asks about the new guy, saying he can be of help to them. Mira tries to stop her, but she is fast. Silas sees Mira and serves her papers, as he promised. Leslie successfully hires Rama as the fake husband, and Mira is surprised at Rama's voluntary action. But at least her problem is solved. Later in the night, while getting ready for the journey, Mira informs her boyfriend about her fake husband. Then she receives a surprising call from Dawn, her CFO, about Silas offering to drop the charges. But it is on the condition that she sells her company to him. That is outrageous, and she refuses. They land in Mumbai, and Rama asks Piru and Leslie for certain information about Mira. He needs to get into character as the husband. While Mira is deep in thought, Rama calls out to her, and she takes the opportunity to break the news she got from Dawn to them, which dampens their mood. Mira begs Rama to play along with their plan. Going along with that, he offers an expensive ring to Mira so that their plan can look real. This surprises Mira and Leslie. Suresh Kaka is the first to see them. He comes closer and hugs Mira. She introduces him to the rest as he offers to carry their bags inside. Kavita and her husband are happy to see them all, especially the fake husband, Rama. Mira hugs her and introduces Rama, who greets them respectfully, making Kavita happy. Later, Kavita questions Rama and Mira for not informing them about their wedding, and Rama fabricates stories about how they were told to get married without delay, because of how special the day was. Mira shows her wedding certificate to Kavita, thinking it will make them give her inheritance without delay, but she doesn't know she has other plans for her. Kavita urges her not to be in a hurry, and that they will discuss it after the surprise party she is preparing for them. This shocks them all. In the room, Mira thanks Rama and also warns him rudely to stick to the plan, so she can sign the papers and leave. She also warns him not to be caught in Kavita's web, as he might regret it all. She later realizes how rude she was, and apologizes. Then she tells him she is sleeping on the bed. At night during the family dinner, Rama thrills them all with his stories. Kavita asks Rama and Mira how they met, and their answers contradict, until Rama saves them again. He even praises Mira for being among New York's 30 under 30, which impresses her aunt. Mira didn't like the idea of how Rama is, and thinks he is doing it because he wants her family to invest in Dinner Time, which is his own company. She calls him privately to warn him about it, but this time, Rama makes her understand that his father owns the company, and he already has investors. He reveals he was cut off from the family's business when he decided to go his own way. He is just trying to play his part by helping her achieve her aim. He also advises her to loosen up a bit, because she is being too weird and hard on herself and everyone around her. Puru meets Kavita in the house, and she asks why he has been avoiding her. She advises him to try and visit his mother, and also be like Rama. She reveals that she suspects something about Rama, but Puru covers up and cunningly leaves her presence. Rama walks up to Mira, and they discuss Silas and the app. Rama helps her check her app, and informs her that the app is good. Mira asks why he was cut off from the family business, and it happens to be for the same reason as her. His family wanted marriage and he declined, so they cut him off. He informs her that launching a cyber attack on the hacker of her account will cost a lot. The next morning, they are all set to go out and have fun. Leslie loudly informs Puru that she left her door unlocked last night, hoping he would come. But he quickly tells her to keep it down, so Kavita won't hear it. On their way out, Mira remembers something she has to do. After she discharges the others, she goes back to her room for the marriage certificate, slips it under Kavita's door, and leaves. Kavita picks up the certificate and opens the door, but nobody is there. She immediately smiles and sees it as a good opportunity to carry out her plan. You won't see it coming. On the street of Mumbai, the four of them are out having fun and taking pictures. Puru and Leslie go a different way, while Mira and Rama follow another way. Mira sees a necklace on a mannequin in a shop and stops to admire it, and Rama notices. The necklace reminds her of her mother's own, and she misses her. It appears leaving home to pursue a career doesn't fill in the void of family after all. While they are discussing it, two of her old friends, Jayanti and Karine, see her. Karine asks Rama if he is the one they heard about, but he denies it, and Mira is angry at what he said. Jayanti invites them to a club party later. Mira almost disagrees with the idea of clubbing, but Rama, who likes the idea, promises to be at the party. When the two friends leave, Mira blows hot at Rama. She didn't want to go to the party because it is a part of her life she doesn't want to live anymore, and implores that they stick to the plan. They get home, and they see some people in the house. Kavita informs them that they are party planners and decorators. Mira is almost angry because she doesn't want a party at all. She just wants her inheritance so she can go back to working in America. However, Kavita has canceled the party and is planning a wedding that involves inviting their relatives. Mira tries to put her off throwing a wedding, but it doesn't work because Kavita insists. Later, they get to the club and are having fun. Rama parties with Mira's friends, which makes her jealous, but when Leslie asks, she denies it. Still jealous, she drinks and promises Leslie to tell Kavita the truth once it's all over. Meanwhile, while Rama is still dancing with her friends, she moves to the bar for shots. Rama and her friends join her there. Jayanti compliments Rama in her presence, and she also makes moves on Puru, leaving him speechless. A DJ is about to be introduced in the club, and he is Mira's ex. Jayanti and Carrie know about it, and hide it from her till he is introduced. This makes Mira angry because she is trying to forget her past, and includes the DJ in her past. A confused Rama asks what the problem is. Mira walks out of their presence angrily. At the bar, Mira explains the DJ situation to Leslie. She is also angry at Jayanti for still showing the behavior she exhibited in their childhood. Leslie wants them to leave, but after taking a shot, Mira disagrees and drags her to the dance floor. While they are dancing, Rama stands at the bar watching Mira dance. He seems excited at every move by Mira. Later, while Mira and Leslie want to use the restroom, they discover that the club has only one restroom, and the DJ is talking to some ladies right there. He spots Mira and moves closer to her. She is surprised to see him, and he reveals he was surprised when Jayanti informs him that she was coming for his show. She acts as if she didn't know he was the DJ. He asks to see her privately, and Mira doesn't refuse. She follows him. While discussing, the DJ eats peanuts. Mira accuses him of leaving her, and he confesses he regrets it. Mira reveals that she is married, but wishes she could start all over again. Thinking she is talking about him, he kisses her. Mira, in her drunk state, pushes him away, making him understand that she is not talking about them. While Mira is trying to find her way, her breath begins to cease, and she remembers that the DJ was eating peanuts. She is allergic to peanuts. She falls to the ground, and everyone gathers around her. Rama comes to her rescue. She pushes her purse as a signal to him, and he brings out her injection. Rama helps her up, and while leaving, the DJ calls her asking what the problem is. She reminds him about the peanut allergy, and he apologizes for forgetting about it. Rama realizes he is the one responsible for her mishap. He apologizes again and introduces himself as X, while Rama introduces himself as Mira's husband. X apologizes to Rama for kissing her, and he gets angry and hits him hard in his stomach. X enters his car and leaves, while Mira, who is still leaning on the tree, throws up. Their friends meet them there. When they get home, Rama lays her on the bed and covers her. She narrates how she abandoned a guy at the altar, and also her family, just to end up a failure. Rama encourages her not to think like that. She asks him to hold her on the bed. At this point, Rama tries telling her that he is not who she thinks he is, and he has not been honest with her. But he notices that she is asleep already, and she is not listening. What could be the confession? We'll get to know soon. Mira wakes up from her long sleep. She finds her way to the balcony and sees all of them dancing to loud music, including her aunt Kavita. Mira and Rama drive them to the waterside. At the waterside, Mira informs Rama of confessing the truth. She doesn't want to lie anymore, and Rama convinces her to keep it up, if it means saving her company. Even if in the end, she is ready to leave him, they can break their fake marriage. All he wants is for the company to work. Mira asks if breaking the marriage is what he wants, but Rama's mother calls him. Mira tells him to pick up the call and never to ignore his mother. While Rama is on call, Mira moves to the side and admires him. Rama promises his mother that he will visit her. Back at the house, Leslie sits beside Puru. Leslie is tired of the whole act because she confesses to missing Puru. She doesn't want to fake it anymore and promises that Kavita won't know about it. However, Puru is scared because he doesn't want Kavita to call his parents. Leslie advises him to man up. While Puru tries to kiss her, the door opens. Guess who? It's Chris, Mira's boyfriend. The situation is getting a little messed up now. They are surprised to see him, and he tells them he misses Mira. Puru and Leslie lie to him that Mira is not around any longer. Suddenly, they hear Kavita's voice, and Leslie quickly blocks her from coming outside. Puru lies to Chris that Mira traveled already, for the same reason he came to see her. He implores him to go back to the airport to surprise her on the plane. Kavita tries passing while making a call, but is blocked by Leslie, as she makes silly excuses to delay her, although she believes someone is around. Outside the house, Puru puts Chris on a tricycle and orders the driver to take him to the airport, taking the long route. Back inside the house, Leslie tells Kavita it's the acrobatic man she invited to the party. Puru comes inside the house and lies also, but their contradictory words make Kavita confused. In the evening, they discuss the wedding. While at it, Rama and Mira walk in, telling them to go on with the wedding. On the morning of the wedding, Mira's hand is being beautified with henna. Kavita advises her to be careful so it won't change to 2 colors, because it's a bad omen. When Kavita and the beautician leave the room, Leslie can't believe she is going on with the wedding. But she is not entirely surprised, because she has seen her glancing at Rama. Mira denies it, claiming it's just business. Then she tells her to get her a glass of water. Leslie wants to protest, but Mira winks at her, and she understands completely. She stands up to move, and Rama walks in with a glass of water and cotton wool in his hand. Mira inquires what Rama is holding, and he tells her it's lemon and sugar to make the henna darker and prevent it from changing color. Mira is surprised at how he knows about it, and he reveals that while growing up, his sisters made designs on his face using henna. But lemon and water have also been the secret to his nice skin. At night, while Mira and Rama sit beside the pool, she asks him if anybody is coming for the wedding. But he reveals that it may just be his father. She advises him to see his parents, and appreciates them for helping her. Surprisingly, Rama asks if she likes him, and she tells him to shut up, but it results in them kissing. Rama informs Mira that he has something to tell her, but Mira remembers what she was doing on her laptop and leaves him. She runs up and sees Piru and Leslie half naked in their room. They can't avoid each other any longer. Meanwhile, Piru follows her, demanding to know what the problem is. She tells him about the code she has been checking, and notices that the henna has dried. The next day at the wedding, Rama and Piru are dancing until Piru sees Chris, and he leaves to meet him. This is not good. Chris narrates how his journey from their house the other day went. He stopped and couldn't get to the airport, and was made a monk. He met Jayanti, who brought him to Mira's wedding. Then he vows to object to the wedding when the announcement is made. Piru reveals that such is not done at an Indian wedding, and that Mira has moved on, and he should do the same too. Jayanti announces that Chris is her +1 for the wedding, so he stays. Meanwhile, in the room, Kavita makes jokes about how she has bolted the window so she won't be able to run away like the first time. Mira is sure she is happy that she is finally getting married to an Indian man. Then Kavita's husband whispers in her ear to tell Mira something, making Mira curious. Kavita explains why she insists that she should get married then, to fulfill her mother's wish. Also, since she doesn't know how to be a good mother to her, she thinks if she gets married, she will go on to live with her family, because of her independent nature. Mira apologizes for her behavior of running away when she did. Piru walks in to inform Leslie of what just happened. But Kavita assures him it's okay if he wants to go ahead with Leslie. He tries to deny it, as if he doesn't know what she is talking about. They leave the room for Mira. After leaving the room, Mira thanks Suresh Kaka for advising her when he did. He gives her her mother's necklace that fell from her neck when she ran away the very first time, so she can wear it. He reveals that her aunt is being honest with her, so it's time she is honest with herself too. The statement gets to her as she proceeds to the wedding gown. Rama is happy to see her in her wedding attire, but something seems to trouble Mira. As they go on with the wedding rites, Chris tells Jayanti he feels something is off. Jayanti has a feeling it will end as it did before. Still, Mira keeps looking like something is wrong, and as they go on with the ritual, Mira stops the wedding. She confesses to Kavita and her husband that it has all been a lie. She reveals that her company is facing problems, and she needed to solve them, so she came up with the plan. She faces Rama apologizing for dragging him into the whole issue, and asks for his forgiveness. Shockingly, Rama says the same thing, which was in the letter she dropped for the groom when she ran away. She is shocked at how he knows the content of the letter, and it's there she realizes that Rama is the groom she left at the altar. She angrily asks Rama if he came into her life just to get back at her. But while Rama is trying to talk, she slaps him and leaves. Later in the room, while they are all trying to comfort her, Mira apologizes for being stubborn, and for putting them through a lot. Piru and Leslie conclude that Rama likes her, but Kavita is concerned. Her husband narrates the story of how Kavita was reluctant in getting married to him too, and when they got married, he knows he has to put up with a lot. The next day, Rama finds his way back to his parents' house and meets his mother. Back at Mira's house, Leslie, Piru, and Mira get ready to go back to America. As Kavita and her husband bid them farewell, she promises to come and visit as soon as possible. A car parks at their compound, and Mira recognizes the passenger as Chris. She meets him, and as she wants to talk, he stops her and breaks up with her. Well, you can't blame him, can you? He has been given a role in a Bollywood movie, and he just wants her to say her goodbyes. Mira tells him she is proud of him. Back at Rama's house, he prepares food for his father. Funnily enough, his father makes fun of him for being dumped by the same girl again for the second time. But he advises him to go after her if he truly loves her, and never to give up. While Mira and her friends are on their way back to the airport, being driven by Suresh Kaka, Meena receives a text which explains that their code was hacked by the investor Sila Zaverli. This makes her happy, as they won't need to settle for giving him their company. Piru suggests they contact the police about it. They hear a honk from a bike and discover it's Rama. Suresh Kaka asks if he should lose him, but Leslie and Piru refuse. They urge Mira to give him a chance. Leslie orders Suresh Kaka to stop the car. Rama parks his bike in front of their car and requests to speak to Mira privately. He begs Mira, revealing that he was the one that saw her, the day she was to meet her family at the beginning. He was thrilled by her courage, which also prompted him to stand up for himself and prove himself to his family. Mira apologizes for breaking their pact. He recognized her at the 30 under 30 party. But he could not reveal himself to her, because she had once run away from the idea of getting married to him. But when Leslie pitched him the idea of the pretend husband, he took it as an opportunity to show her who he really is. Mira also apologizes for her mistakes, although leaving made her find her way, while meeting him made her find her way back home. They finally realize how much they have influenced each other's life by confessing their feelings for each other. She proposes they start again, and they kiss. At long last, the arranged marriage becomes real. The force of love brought them together again because their love is fated. A love that is meant to happen can never be avoided.